but I don't do Christmas. And I told him why. We had a long talk, and when I finished, I realized I was the only one who was stopping me from making a new Christmas tradition. And so I woke up the next morning with this poem in my mind, and I wrote it down. It's called Christmas. You are no longer a season to grieve. My first holiday without you, I barely even cared. I was so full of hate, nothing about my life felt fair. It took me weeks before I even told anyone you left. My husband of 23 years, I couldn't make sense of it. I was bereft. But I had to continue to live here while you went away and started someplace new, like I never mattered, not enough to stay. So much hate for both myself and for you. What an ugly way to live, sleeping, waking again to this awful truth. I thought we'd grow old together. I thought I was your person, your forever. It takes time to let go of half your life. It takes time to heal, to shake that once beloved title of wife. From bed to couch, depression struck me over the head. I couldn't tell day from night or alive from dead. I talked myself into a shower, brushing my teeth and combing my hair. And if I did that, I could lie down again, a promise I made myself through many tears. Nothing seemed to matter anymore, how could it, when my future vanished the moment you left it. I don't know what I did wrong or how I could have made it right. Over and over, these questions kept me up late into the night. There was no working on so little sleep. I fell further behind, crawling from bed to couch, collapsing in a heap. And then one day, I texted a neighbor, begging her to stop by. She walked around the lake, I let her in, I proceeded to cry. She asked me what needed asking, pulling my words out painfully. Words that lived deep inside and really no longer needed to be. For a month of days, Denise and Matt took me for walks around the lake. The water, it carried my soul. The rising sun tried hard to convince me to wake. And I filled those walks with incoherent ramblings at best. But I was dressed and moving and breathing fresh air, even if I was a mess. Slowly, I realized that talking helped. Keeping it all inside hurt so bad. I started telling others because saying my pain out loud made me feel less sad. We signed our divorce papers on the 22nd of November. It was the first time I saw you since you left. You seemed happier than I remember. I drove 2 hours to meet my oldest friend, Diane, for a drink and a slice. If pizza couldn't help me, at least I wasn't alone on one of the worst days of my life. No celebrating the holidays, no shopping or decorating or toasting or cheer. I was no longer welcome in a home where my kids celebrated with the in-laws that year. My first holiday without you. I barely even cared. But slowly I am healing and learning that burdens should be shared. Going through the motions each day, slightly better than the last. I woke up January 1st, got on the computer, and started digging through emails half-assed. My business partners, Sherry and Gail, attended meetings when I fell silent. The new year, a fresh start, somehow was enough to return me to the present. I pushed forward, leaning on friends who showed me how to live once more, like I had forgotten how to eat or laugh or dress up or even go to the grocery store. With December in my rear view, the days got longer and the sun grew warmer, and somehow my life was reinventing itself, my heart repairing, my muscles stronger. I was never going to be the person I was before you moved on. I was going to be better for knowing how to be someone others could lean on. That was my silver lining. I learned how to be there for those in need, asking those questions, taking them for walks, saying, you know what? It's okay to breathe. Thank you for showing me the kind of pain that needed a warrior to push through, moving mountains of tears and emotions, facing the worst pain, and yet I still flew. 2 years later, and the holidays have come back like an old friend, I call Diane and I tell her I'm doing much better, and thank her for helping me mend. You know, this year I will participate and sing all the songs with Matt. A sweet new love in my life, playing his guitar happily, decorating a tree with balls and bows and bright lights. He is a blessing, a gift I am so thankful to have received. And Christmas, you are no longer a season to grieve.
Thank you.